Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store telling Grandpappy Spears all about the colorful Saturday night party.
Yeah, I tell you, Grandpap, you just ought to have been there Saturday night.
Yeah, I wish now I would have went.
Oh, that Lum was the out-cappingest thing you ever seen.
Well,
He got out there in the middle of the floor and put on the dadgummedest roller skating exhibit that's ever been put on, I do believe.
well, I'll be a monkey's pigeon-toed uncle.
Yeah, sort of a comical exhibit, you might call it, I reckon.
Well, sir, I never knowed Lum could even roller skate.
I never knew. Fact is, a few days ago, he acted like he never knowed how. He was having me try to learn him here at the store.
Just fooling, huh?
Oh, it must have been. More like they wanted to surprise me and everybody else, you know.
Well, that sounds like old,
Yeah, why, even up to Saturday night, he kept trying to make out like he couldn't skate. He'd taken Miss Emmeline, you know, and he wouldn't even skate with her. Just sat there in a corner with his skates on all evening.
Just putting on, huh?
Yeah. And when they called on him to get out there and give his exhibit, why, he acted like he weren't going to do it. Fact is, I had to stand him up and shove him right out there on the floor.
For the law me sake.
But once he got out there, my doggone, he done some of the outdoing skating I ever seen. Turned and twisted and twirled and done flip-flops, skated on one foot and I don't know what all.
Oh, I wished I could have saw that. Why in tarnation didn't I go?
Yeah, you sure missed something, I'll say that.
Reckon we could get him to do it again?
Well, I don't know. He seems to be pretty modest about this skating.
Well, now, that part don't sound like Lum, that modest business.
No, it don't. But somehow or other, he's sensitive about his skating. Fact is, he wound up his act by diving right out of a window there at the pavilion. We never did see him again.
Dived out of a window?
Yeah.
Right through the glass?
Well, no, there ain't no glass in them windows out there. It's a sort of an open-air pavilion, I reckon you'd call it.
Oh, well, you mean he never showed up again after that?
No. And you ought to hear everybody clap and cheer and whistle and stomp their feet trying to get him to come back and put on an encore.
But he wouldn't do it, huh?
No. Just too modest, looks like. Me and Elizabeth had to take Miss Emmeline home. Fact is, Lum never even showed up at church yesterday. And it's too bad he never, 'cause everybody was talking about it.
I know it.
Everybody said it was the wonderfulest skating they'd ever seen. And the funniest.
Yeah, that's where I heard about it. That's why I come over here to ask you about it this morning. Just couldn't believe it.
No.
Lum never seemed to me like the athletics type.
Well, he never did to me neither. But doggies, I've changed my mind. There's the spryest one human in the world. Regular jackrabbit on wheels, that's what he is.
Well, what I can't see is why they ever called on him to give an exhibit in the first place.
Well, see, he was bragging to Miss Emmeline one day and told her that he was a roller skating champion Oklahoman. I thought he was just joshing at the time, but I can see now he must have been telling the truth.
Oh, undoubtedly.
Why so?
Well, sir, you just never can tell about people.
No.
Can't tell how fat a rooster is by looking at him in the face. I've always said that.
Well, that's right.
To look at old Lum, you never in this world would think... Wait a minute. Who's that old man heading across the street there? See that yonder? All bent over, carrying a cane.
Oh.
Looks familiar.
Doggies, I don't believe I... Why, that's Lum.
Lum?
Yes, sir.
A skating champ?
Yeah.
All bent over that way?
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I bet I know. That's just another one of his acts he's putting on. Oh. You know, I believe that Lum's getting to be a sort of a comical seller.
Yeah, a card, huh?
Yeah. Yes, I'm sort of glad to see it too, Grandpa. Lum's always been such a solemn sort of a feller. I'm just glad to see him liven up a little.
Yeah, he's always been too serious. It's a good change for him, I believe.
Yeah, more than likely it's on account of Miss Emily. The way them two are getting along now, you know. Here he comes.
They're doing good now.
Oh, yes, they're in love, I reckon. Well, Lum says, yeah. I bet that old he'll have a joke of some sort to tell.
Yeah, more likely.
Yeah, howdy, champ, old boy.
Oh, me.
Look at him, Grandpa. Acting like he's 110 years old.
He kills me.
Yeah, what are you using that cane for, Lum?
To stand up with, natural.
Yeah,
A fine howdy do. Stand there laughing at a man that's practical dying.
Listen to that practical guy.
Cut it out, Lum. You're killing us.
Oh, Lordy.
All right, just cut that out now. I know what you and everybody else thinks about me.
And you deserve it too, Lum.
Well, maybe I do, but I'd just as lief not hear any more about it.
See how modest he is.
Yeah, when are you going to put on another exhibit, Lum? All right, Grandpap, you can just cut that out now.
Will you stand that he's just too modest?
Abner, cut out that whispering and get me some pillars.
Pillars? What do you want them for?
You know good and well what I want them for. I want to sit down.
Huh?
And hurry up before I fall down.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were just joshing that, huh?
Yeah, I reckon that trick skating does sort of wear a feller out. All right, Grandpap, that's enough of that. Sorry I missed it, Lum. Everybody was talking about it at church yesterday. That's just what I figured, and that's why I never went. Yeah, sir, I don't know why you feel that way, Lum. Personal, I like to have folks cast compliments at me. Compliments? Yeah, everybody swore up and down that was the greatest act they'd ever saw. Listen, Grandpap, if you think you're joshing anybody, you can just stop right now. I ain't joshing. You already heard all the nice things they said about you. Just ask Abner there.
Lum, they bragged on you something wonderful. Even more Miss Emmeline done the other night after you left. Here, here's your pillars.
Yeah, put them in the rocker there.
Oh, yeah,
Get the cat out there.
Get out of here, Geraldine. Get on back there to your kitten's house. Get on now.
You say Miss Emmeline bragged on me?
Why, sure. Yes, sir, you're her hero, Lum.
Well, if that don't beat all. Yeah.
Lum, I want you to tell me something. Now, be honest. So, what did you keep that from me for? Why didn't you tell me you could skate like that? Well, I never dreamed you could do it.
Well, to be honest, I never neither till Saturday night. And you sure must have cut a fancy figure the way folks was talking about it.
Oh, wonderful.
Well, Grandpap, the whole thing's a mistake. I never could skate, and I still can't.
Why, Lum Eddard, how can you sit there and say a thing like that after the way you spin and twisted around on that floor the other night? Any man that can do that, that shows he's an expert. You're bound to be, Lum.
Well, I'm telling you, I ain't no expert. Far from it.
Oh, now, Lum, you're just being too modest. That's your whole trouble.
Abner, you've got to believe me. Can't you see I'm telling the truth?
Oh,
Always before, I've sort of exaggerated about things, and every time I've done it, it got me in trouble. But I'm done with all that now. I am. From now on, I'm telling the truth regardless.
Well, gentlemen.
Oh, howdy, Squire.
How's everybody this fine day? How's our skating champion?
Now, listen, Squire.
By George, Lum, I want to compliment you. That was, without a doubt, the cleverest, most intricate skating act that I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot of them, too.
Well, Squire, to be right
Well, when I
honest,
was with the Sneed and Reedy Vaudeville circuit, we had skating acts slower, Lum. But I swear none of them compared with yours. Especially when you consider your age.
And to think I missed it.
Let me finish, Grandpap. Go ahead. Lum, I talked this over with both the school board members and Miss Emmeline. So I'm coming to you with full authority. We want you, Lum, to be the school coach.
Well, it's a coach.
Yes, the coach, Lum. The athletic ability that you displayed the other night convinced us without a doubt that you're the man we need over there at the school.
Well, yeah, but Squire...
As you know, Lum...
I'm just a skater.
Well, Lum, anybody that can skate like that can do anything in the way of athletics. And, as you know, the Pine Ridge football team, Lum, hasn't made much of a show in the last few years. And it took quite a drubbing from Hatfield last Saturday, in fact. 77 to nothing, I believe the score was.
On our signal.
Well, there was some argument about some of the referee's decisions, but it was their football we were using. We couldn't say much.
But, Lum, I think it would do the town a world of good to have an up-and-coming football team here. Be good for business. Put the town on the map, you know.
Yeah, I agree with that, Squire.
Well, fine, Lum. That's what we want to hear you say. Yeah. Put her there, Coach. Now, we'll all be rooting for you, too.
Well, honest, Squire, I don't believe I'm the man for the job.
Don't listen to him, Squire. He's just too modest for his own good. He's been that way all day.
Abner, keep out of this.
See there, what I tell you, Squire.
Yes, I know, but Lum, we're thoroughly convinced that we've got our man. And we know that you'll lead the pink and green on to victory. That means the school song. Onward, Pine Ridge, onward, Pine Ridge, hail to the pink and green. We will fight and fight and fight, oh, hail to the pink and green. Rah, rah, rah!
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store. The new coach is just entering.
Come in. Oh, well, howdy, Lum. Well, how'd things go, Coach?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard to tell, Abner.
Well, you went over to the schoolhouse, didn't you, and had a talk with the football team?
Yeah, I went over there. Miss Emmeline gave a pretty nice speech when she introduced me as the new coach, and then she led the team in a cheer for me.
Cheer for you.
Cheer.
Oh, cheer. Oh.
10 rays for Coach Edwards and a lion or tiger or something like that.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah, it sounded good.
Well,
First time I ever heard that, my name called in the middle of it.
What happened then?
Well, then she left, and I was supposed to go out and watch the team practice.
Uh-huh.
And give them some pointers.
Naturally.
Tell them what's wrong with the way they're playing and all that.
Yeah. Well, did you do that?
Well, I started to. I made a couple of suggestions, but the boys jumped all over me and told me I was wrong.
They did?
Yeah, Abner, I can't coach that team. I don't know nothing about football.
Ah.
Every young'un over there knows a way yonder more about it than I do. I found that out before I'd been over there 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, Lum, you can learn about it, can't you? Read up on it.
Well, I doubt it.
Oh, you can, too.
I can see now I ain't followed that game at all.
Ain't followed it.
Oh, they've changed the rules to where I don't understand it no ways.
Yeah, well, I guess they have got a couple of different rules than you used to have.
Couple? I can see you ain't followed the game either. Abner, do you know that they don't even use a bat no more?
Well, a bat.
No, sir. They done quit it.
Well, Lum, they never did use a bat in football.
They never.
Why, of course not. That's baseball you're thinking of.
Well, see there. That'll give you an idea how little I know about this.
Well, Lum, that's easy enough to learn. Anybody can learn that you don't use a bat in football.
Yeah, but I just don't know nothing about it. Coaching is just one of the few things I ain't got no talents for, I'm feared.
Oh, well, now you can catch on to it.
Well, even if I could, it's too embarrassing.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, it's bad enough having the players know more about the game than I do, but when they stand around in a little circle and whisper about me, that's just going too far.
Did they do that?
Yes, sir.
Well, them ornery boys.
Well, Miss Emily had them choose up sides there and start playing a game for practice, and about every 2 minutes, half of them would get off in a little group and put their arms around one another and get their heads together and start whispering.
Oh.
I couldn't hear anything they saying, but I know good and well they was talking about me. Laughing more than likely. Oh, it was embarrassing.
Yeah, well, now, Lum, I think I know what that was.
I think they was talking about how old I was, because I heard one of them holler, 72, right in front of Miss Emmeline, too. Abner, I don't look 72, do I?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that you did, no.
I just can't go back there and put up with that no more. It's just too embarrassing.
Yeah, well, now, Lum, I believe you got that part of it wrong now. See, that was just a hurdle that the boys was getting into.
Yeah, that's just about what it amounted to. The overcrowed varmints. I didn't dare tell them to cut it out because most of them was bigger than me, or stouter anyway.
Yeah, well, now, Lum, you got that wrong. They weren't talking about you. See, that's just the way they give their signals.
Signals?
Why, sure.
Well, if they're going to talk about me, I'd rather they just come right out flat-footed and do it, not go signaling around about it.
Yeah, well, Lum, you still don't get the idea. See, that's part of the game.
To talk about the coach?
Well, no, Lum, but to get in them little huddles that way. They get together in that little circle and figure out what they're going to do next, you know, who's going to carry the ball or kick the ball or throw it and which way they're going to run and all that. That's what that's for.
Well, now, that's another thing. I never did understand where they was trying to run to.
Where they's trying to run?
Well, in baseball, you run to first base. Everybody knows that. Granny, these fellas are running every which way. Backwards, forwards, sideways, and every other way.
Yeah, well, I'll admit there's some parts of the game it's hard to follow.
I know one thing. If I was coach, there's one little sneak on that team I'd get shut of.
Little sneak?
Yeah, one of the boys dropped the ball there once, and he picked it up and run like everything. Trying to get away with the ball. Martin and I done it, too. Got clean down to the other end of the diamond before some of the other fellas caught him.
Yeah, well, Lum, I think that was just part of the game. See, they take the ball that way and run with it, you know.
Well, I know the other fellas never liked it, the way they run and jumped on him.
Well, they're supposed to jump on him, Lum. They're always jumping on somebody. In all the games I've ever saw, they'll knock a fella down and jump right on him.
Well, listen, that run off with a ball, Corny Jackson or some such a silly name. I just don't know nothing about it. I never learned the game good enough to understand it, let alone coach it.
Well, now, Lum, it ain't so hard to learn. About all there is to it is this. The two teams line up against one another, and then one feller takes a ball and sees how far he can get with it, and some other fella, he takes it and sees how far he can get with it.
Well, how do they tell who wins?
Well, the one that goes the farthest, I reckon. Now, I never was sure about that part of it myself. Maybe it's a team that's got the most fellers left after the game that wins.
Most fellers left?
Yeah, in the games I saw, why, every once in a while they come out and carry some fella off the field, and maybe they get 7 points a man for that. I know 7 figures in that score in there somewhere. I saw that, but now where they get it, I just don't know.
I don't even know that much about it.
Yeah, 7.
I've just got to resign the job. That's all there is.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Don't talk
I
that
do.
way.
Yes, I do. I know it's going to break Miss Emmeline's heart, but I just can't see no other way out of it.
Well, Miss Emmeline ain't the only one you got to think about neither, Lum. Everybody in town's depending on you. You heard what Squire said yesterday. The school board's expecting you to lead the Pine Ridge Possums on to victory.
Yeah, I know, but Granny, I don't even know enough to lead them out on the diamond.
You got to keep the pink and green flying high.
It ain't no use, Abner. I just ain't the coaching type. The Possums will have to get somebody else.
Well, you can learn, Lum. Don't let the Possums down. There's books on football. Gives all the rules and everything. You can read up on them and then take the Possums to victory.
Well, I couldn't learn enough by next Saturday, and that's when the next game is. The Possums are playing the Oden Owls.
Oh, was that next Saturday?
Yeah.
I thought they was playing the Cold Coons next Saturday. I can't keep up with who they're playing.
No?
Well, you can win that game with the Oden Owls, and you don't have to know nothing about football to do that. That's the one game that Pine Ridge always wins. And generally by a pretty big score, too.
They do.
Yeah, the Potter Polecats will give you trouble, but I don't think Oden will. I don't believe there's ever been a year when the Oden Owls has won the game from the Possums.
Well, the Hatfield Hogs beat them last week. I know that.
Yeah, they gave them a pretty good
Of
job.
course, we might win that game again, the Owls, but I know good and well I'd lose all the others. Now, I'd hate to let Miss Emmeline and the school board and the Possums down that way.
Yeah, well, you could learn enough out of the book to win the other games by the time they come along, Lum. Get by this week and you can read during the
No,
time.
Abner, I can't do it. I've just got to read that.
Now, listen, Lum. You get the book and doggies, I'll help you learn it. Yes, sir. I'll study. Oh, wait a minute. There comes Grandpappy Spears. I bound your old Grandpap to help you too, Lum.
Oh, he couldn't help me. He knows less about it than we do, if that's possible.
Mind out. Yeah, howdy, Grandpap. Come on in.
Yeah, howdy. Well, sir, they're sure talking about it.
How's that, Grandpap?
I say they're talking about it. Everybody is.
Talking about what?
They sure are special down to barber shop.
What in the world are you talking about, Grandpap?
Why, the new coach. Coach Eddard.
Oh,
Old Lum here.
Yeah, the coach
Yeah.
here.
Have you started working with the Possums yet, Lum? Well,
He went over there today and talked to him. That's about all, Grandpap.
getting them in shape for the Oden game, I reckon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, sir. You already hear Moe's moods carrying on down there at the barber shop.
Moe's.
He's betting every cent he can get his hands on.
Well, that sounds like that Moe's. He never bets on nothing less than it's a cinch. I don't see who he's found a bet with on that game, though.
Oh, he's got plenty of takers. He's the only man in history that ever bet on Oden.
On Oden?
Yeah?
You mean that Moe's Mooch is betting again Pine Ridge?
Oh, my, as quick as he heard Lum was going to coach the Possums right away, he wanted to slap his money on Oden.
Why, that traitor, that snake in the weeds.
Oh, he said with Lum coaching the Possums, they might just as well take the air out of their football and close the season right now.
Well, I guess Moe's will have to take his bets back now, though. 'Cause Lum is going to resign his coaching job, Grandpa.
Who's resigning?
Uh-huh.
I'm going to keep that coaching job if it's the last thing I ever do.
Yeah.
And what's more, I'm going to lead the Pine Ridge Possums in the greatest string of victories you've ever saw.
Hooray!
My grannies, I'll show that Moe's move.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner and Grandpap in the Jot 'em Down store discussing Lum's new job. Listen.
So old Lum's actual serious about this coaching job now, huh?
Doggy's, is he? Why, he's right back here in the feed room right now studying a football rule book.
He is.
Yes, sir, the latest one, too.
When?
1945. Right on the cover of it. He claims he...
I don't know why I never went back to about 1902 and started back there. Wanted to learn the game along with the others.
Why, no, Grandpap. He wants to be right up to the minute on the rules. He wants to know everything he is about football, the way they're playing it today.
Well, sir, you do have to hand it to old Lum. When he takes up something, he does it whole hog.
Oh, yeah.
He don't do it the halves.
No, he don't.
Does it whole hog.
Yeah, that's Lum, all right.
No halfway measures with him.
No, sir.
Goes all out.
Yeah.
Whole hog.
Yeah, you're right,
Of
Grandpa.
course, I still don't think he'd be any good as a coach.
Well, I don't know now.
Well, he just ain't the type, Abner. The Pine Ridge Possums will lose every game this year, I bound you.
Now, just a minute, Grandpap. You can't say that. You've been listening to that Moe's Mooch flapping his jaws down there at the barber shop. That's your trouble.
Well, Moe's is about half right, too. He
yeah.
says the Possums won't even whip Oden next Saturday. He's betting on it even.
I know it, and he's going to lose, too. Long as Lum's got that Dixon boy on the team, he can beat Oden any day.
Who?
The Dixon boy. Frog Dixon, Bert Dixon's boy, you know, that little tow-headed boy.
Is he pretty good footballer?
Well, that's what they say. Fact is, he's a whole team by himself out here.
Yeah, how come Hatfield to beat us 79-0 last week, the Hatfield Hogs?
They never done it. It was just 77-0. And besides that, Frog never played in the game. He had a sore leg.
Well, I still think I'm right.
About what?
About, I forget now what it was I said, but whatever it was, I know I was right.
No, prattle.
Never been more right in my life.
Yeah, well, you just wait till next Saturday and watch old Frog go again that Oden. You'll see whether you're right or not.
Frog who?
Frog Dixon. Boy I was telling you about.
I never heard you say nothing about him.
That's your whole trouble, Grandpap. You never listen to nothing. Then you get into arguments, you just stand there thinking what you're going to say next, and you never do hear what the other feller says, and then you want to argue all the time. Argue.
I wonder if you could help me.
Yeah, sure. What is it, Lum?
I was reading this rule book here, and, hello there, Grandpap. Howdy, Lum.
Say, Lum, ain't Frog Dixon practical a whole football team by himself?
Well, from what I've seen, he sure is.
Yeah.
I know I'm banking on him to win that Oden game.
Yeah, see there, Grandpap, smarty, knows some of it.
Maybe so. I still think I'm right, though, whatever it was I said. Wished I could recollect, because I know I could think of some good arguments.
I doubt it. What was it you wanted, Lum?
Why, I've been studying this rule book, you know.
Yeah.
I believe I'm getting some of it down pretty good.
Well, good for you. I know that'd help you. That's all you needed, just one good rule book, Lum.
Yeah, I know all about drop kicks and literal passes and touch ghouls and...
touchdowns, that is, Lum.
Touchdowns, I mean.
Yeah.
I know all that good, but there's one or two rules that's got me sort of stumped.
Well...
I think whoever wrote them must have mixed up a little bit.
Mixed up?
See if you can tell what they mean.
Yeah, sure. You just go right ahead and read them to me. I can figure them out. I know I can. I seen practical every home game the Possums played last year. I'm up on my football.
Listen to this, Section 2.
All right. Now, that means the second section.
Well, I know that. That ain't the hard part.
Oh.
Section 2, position of players at snap.
Players that snap?
No.
Do they let them do that?
No, they don't bite. I said players at snap.
Huh?
That means when the center snaps the ball back to the quarter half, or the half backfield, I mean.
Oh, him.
I've learned that much.
Yeah.
Article 1. Team A must have 7 or more players on the line at the snap.
Uh-huh.
Team A players, other than the snap receiver, who are not on the line, must be at least 1 yard behind it at the snap.
Natural.
You understand that so far, don't you?
Yeah, sure. They, all line up a yard behind, and then they throw the ball, and 7 of them snap at it.
No.
I believe you're right, Lum. I doggy, that sounds like they are mixed up for a little bit. That don't sound right to me for some reason. Fact is, I've never saw them play that way. Now, here's how they do it here now, Lum. See, they got 11 men on each team. Yeah.
When did they start that?
Well, I don't know. That's what they got. I've counted them.
Grannies, I've been just having 9 out there.
No, doggies, I could be mixed up. See, now, it's either 11 or 5. It's different from baseball, I know that.
You're the one that's mixed up now.
Well, that rule you just now read.
Just forget that. That ain't the hard part.
Oh.
Here's what I wanted to ask you about. I can see now I ain't going to get too much help, though.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I'll straighten you out in the book, too, here, while I'm at it.
This is an example under penalties for violation of snap formation.
Huh?
A1 has 1 foot and the opposite hand.
Now, just wait a minute now. Who is this?
Well, I don't know. It's just one of the players. Just the way they call them in the book. A1.
I never heard nobody call that before. That's a cuter name. Sure, that ain't his draft thing you got there.
A1 has 1 foot and the opposite hand within 1 foot of a vertical plane passing through the end of the ball nearest him. But the hand is not on the ground. Ruling, A1 is on the line.
Is that all of it?
I think that means in the groove, you know.
Oh. Is that all there is?
Yeah.
Well, now, what do you want to know about it?
Well, I want to know what it means.
Oh. Let's see. That sort of makes it harder if you want to know that, don't it? Let's see now. What do you think it means, Grandpa?
Excuse me. What does what mean?
That rule, read it again, Lum, so he can hear
A1
it
has
easy.
1 foot and the opposite hand within 1
Wait a
foot
minute,
of...
just a minute. Now, back up now. Rack them up again right there. I'll jump the track there, Summers. 1 foot in the opposite hand. Now, how can anybody stand that away?
I don't believe you'll find many players built that way, Lum.
Why, of course not. That book's mixed up there just as sure to wear 1 foot in 1 hand.
It's the official book, though, so they must know what they're talking about.
Well, I reckon you could stand that way if you put your mind to it. Be awful uncomfort, though. Stand there on 1 foot in 1 hand. I don't believe you could play a good game of football that way. 2-year-old young'un could knock you down, and it'd be awful hard to pass that way.
It's them pigeon-toed rules they got now. They're just ruining the game. That's what they're doing.
Why, sure, you'd have to butt the ball with your head. Wonder which foot and which hand you're supposed to use.
When I was a boy, that was a man's game.
Football?
Yes, sir. They'd give 'em a nose guard and a set of shin guards and line 'em up and let 'em go to it. Never bothered about any spavin-legged rules.
Yeah, maybe Grandpap's right, Lum. Maybe you oughtn't to bother them rules at all. I don't think many teams goes by that in no way. I never seen them using it.
Well, I don't think that's what it means. Let me finish reading it to you again.
Yeah.
They're mollycoddling the players nowadays, what they're doing.
Grandpap, let Lum
A1 has 1 foot and the opposite hand within 1 foot of a vertical plane passing through the end
A
of
plane passing through? What's that for?
I don't know.
Surely they ain't using airplanes in football games.
Told you they got too many rules.
Well, I'm sure it don't mean an actual airplane.
Dog, it'd be easy to make a touchdown of one of them things. That's a good idea, Lum. You got a good idea there, but I believe it'd be taking an unfair advantage.
They're mollycoddling them. That's what they're doing.
Well, I can see I ain't getting much help here. I'll have to find somebody that knows a little more about the game. I'm sure that rule must mean something, though, or else they wouldn't have gone to all the bother to study it up.
Well, now, it seems to me... wait a minute. There comes Cedric. Maybe he'll know something about that.
Wonderful world.
For the land's sake, Cedric, what you got in all them sacks there?
Oh, parking house rolls.
Huh?
7 dozen. Weak old parking house rolls. Boy, you want one?
No, thank you. What in the world have you got them things for? If they're a week old, they must be hard as rock, Cedric.
I know it, but I got such a bargain on them.
Bargain.
1 cent a dozen.
Well.
Fellas better get over there to the bakery if you want to get some good buys. Everything goes.
Yeah. Is old man Dixon having a sale?
Oh, he's selling plumb out. Closing up the bakery.
Closing it up?
Yes, Mom, ain't you heard? Him and his family are moving out of town now.
Well, I hadn't heard that.
Wait a minute, did you say the whole Dixon family's moving away?
Yes, Mom.
Oh, my goodness, that means I'm losing Frog then.
Frog?
There goes my football team. Oh, me.
Well, now, listen, Mom, you can still beat Oden. Where are they moving to, Cedric?
Oh, yes, Mom, Frog's done moved. Their coach come over here early this morning, got him. He's playing with Oden this week.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jot 'em Down store. Coach Edwards is talking on the telephone.
Yeah, well, keep trying, Squire, because we've just got to study up some way to buy new equipments for that team. Them boys can't go on playing in them outfits they got now.
You better do something about your outfit, too.
Well, I wish you would, Squire. They need the stuff bad. Ain't a one of them's got decent shoulder paddings. Then playing in them overhauls, too, ain't helping none.
Little shoulder pad wouldn't hurt him none.
All right, do your best, Squire.
Chest pad.
Fine. All right, goodbye. Well, I'll see you later, Abner.
Well, here, wait a minute, Lum. You can't leave now. special not with them clothes on.
Well, I've got to leave. Got to get over there to football practice.
Well, Lord me, you was over there all this morning.
I know it, but I've got to get to the boys in shape for that Oden game.
Oh.
I'm having a terrible time trying to find somebody to take Frog Dixon's place. When I lost him, I lost most of my football team's what I done.
Well,
I'll see you along about 6 o'clock.
well, now, just a minute now, Lum. Let me talk to you just a minute. I can't handle all this work around here by myself. Just look at all them grocery orders that's piled up over there.
Well, do the best you can, Abner. The Possums are waiting for me. Going to run through a stiff skirmish.
Now, Lum, you ain't going out in them clothes, are you?
I don't know why not. Get the phone there, Abner.
Yeah, all right. Dad, blame it all. Work. I'm going out and live with the Possums and not the kind of play football. Hello. John, I'm down store. Abner Peabody, or what's left of him, doing the talking. Oh, what is it now, Miss Pomeroy? No, I don't believe I've even got your order put up yet. I know it, but I've got a whole lot ahead of yours. Well, I'm doing the best I can. Listen, Miss Pomeroy, I don't even know when I can deliver the orders I got put up now, much less yours.
Did you see Lauck? Oh, excuse me.
Well, all right, trade somewhere else in. I don't care. Fact is, I wish you would. That's just fine with me.
Who's that, Abner?
All right, go ahead, tell your friends. If you got any, goodbye. Old battle.
That's telling them, Abner. Who was it?
Oh, Miss Pomeroy. Oh, her. Blow me, Grandpap, I can't put up these grocery orders and make the delivers and run the store all at the same time. What do they think I am anyway, an octopus?
I don't know. What'd she say?
That long. And keep taking up being football coach, I can't get no work out of him at all.
That reminds me, did you see him when he left out of here just now?
Yeah, I seen him.
Has that man lost his reasoning? He'll get run in sure as the world. He forgot his britches.
He never forgot 'em.
You mean he went out that way on a purpose? He's addled.
I won't argue with you about him being
Or to
addled,
be bored
Grandpap.
for the simple.
Well, he never forgot his britches. That's his coaching outfit he's got on.
Coaching outfit?
Well, that's what he called
Why,
it.
he's running around in his long underwear.
No, that's a sweatshirt and some sweat pants he's got on. I believe that's what he called them. He wears them over his long underwear. Sort of long underwear, 2 pair of pants, you might call it, I reckon.
If you want my opinions, I think it still looks like he forgot his britches.
Well, I think so, too, but you can't tell that Lum nothing. Maybe he wants to scare the boys and make them run faster. Them sweat britches fit him like a sock on a Dominica rooster.
Oh, them skinny legs of his and them knees popped out there look like ropes with knots tied in them.
Yeah, he's a sight for sore eyes.
What was that he's wearing on his head there?
That was Cedric's baseball cap. He says all coaches are supposed to wear them. I don't know why you'd wear a baseball cap when you're coaching football, but
I don't neither.
that's Lum's idea.
I believe he's mixed up on what he's teaching over there.
Well, ain't no doubt in my mind what he's mixed up on everything. You seen what he had hanging around his neck there.
Yeah, I seen that. That's a fidgety bag, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Well, no wonder he's sick running around without no clothes on.
Grandpap, that was a whistle he's got around his neck there.
Whistle? Is that good for a pneumonia, too?
I don't know, football whistle's what he said it was. I never heard one of them whistle, but that's what he called it. What little time
it wouldn't come if he was to whistle.
I know it. That's what I've been telling him. He's been sitting around here all day practicing blowing on that whistle. I've been looking at it, expecting 4 or 5 footballs come bouncing in the door, but it never happened.
Don't see none around nowhere.
He might, and I drove me crazy. He's worse than Cedric with his bird whistles. I'll say that fine. Whistling for a football, that's the silliest thing I ever seen.
Well, he's going to have to do more than blow that whistle if he expects to win that game with Oden Friday. I'll tell him that right here and now.
Oh, you're right. There ain't no doubt about that. Now that Frog Dixon moved over there to Oden's going to play against us instead of for us, well, Pine Ridge ain't got a chance, I don't believe.
Not a chance in the world.
And to be honest, I'm getting where I don't much care if the Possums win or lose.
Don't care?
The way the work's piling up on me here, Grandpap, I'm losing interest in everything. Just look at all them orders stacked up over there on the counter. I never will get all them things delivered.
Well, why don't you hire somebody to help you?
Well, Just about what I'll have to do, it looks like.
I would if I was you. I wouldn't break my back trying to do two man's work.
Yeah, Doggy, you're right. I don't know who I could hire, though. Cedric's busy with his schoolwork.
Oh, there ought to be somebody you could get.
I know there ought to be, but who? I say, how about you, Grandpa?
Me?
Yes, sir, you'd be a good one to help me in here. I wouldn't ask you to do none of the heavy work. I'd try to handle that myself. You wouldn't have to work hard.
Oh, well, I couldn't get away.
Well, couldn't get away?
No.
You ain't got nothing to get away from.
What about my position with the Western Telegraph Corporation?
Oh, that little old thing. All you ever do is deliver a telegram once in a while.
Well, they depend on me, though.
Now, Grandpap, that wouldn't interfere none. You could do both them jobs easy.
No, I don't like to divide myself up. I like to concentrate my talent.
Oh, my.
I don't believe they'd let me go no ways. When they get a good, dependable man like me, they like to hang on to him.
Prattle.
Only way I could do it would be to get somebody to take over my work, and I just don't believe I could be replaced, tell you the truth.
Could be replaced?
No, sir.
Why, anybody could do that, Grandpap. That little Johnson boy could do that, and he can't find his way home.
No, I don't know. I'm afraid it'd be pretty hard to break in a new man on that job. It might take months.
Months?
Yeah.
Now, why would it take so long?
Well, might have to wait that long before a telegram comes in so that I could show him how to deliver it.
Well, for the land's sake, couldn't you just tell him how?
Oh, you could, but it's better to show a man how to do things. Learn him a lot quicker.
Well, I don't see what's so hard to learn in that job. All he has to do is just wait for a telegram to come in, and then when it does, why, take it to whoever's name's read on it and hand it to him.
Well, that ain't all they are to it, Abner.
Huh?
That's the trouble. You don't know what you're talking about. It's the tensions.
The what?
The tensions. You got to learn him how to work under a tension.
You call sitting around for months over there working under a tension?
Well, that sitting around's the hard part about it.
Hard.
Oh, that everlasting waiting. Waiting. It gets a man off guard. When a telegram final does pop in, the wrong man could go all to pieces.
What in the world are you talking about?
Well, you see, it takes a special type of a feller to hold down that job. One that won't break down under a crisis.
For the land sakes alive. Grandpap, you're just trying to get out of working, and you know it. You can tell Charity that, make her believe it, but not me, Grandpap.
Why, I'm telling you the truth. I know the young feller once that got a job as a car checker for the highway department.
A what?
A car checker.
Oh, me, they ain't playing checkers with them things now, are they?
Supposed to sit out there alongside the road and put a mark down for every car that goes by.
Well.
Night it was to see how much traffic there was on that road.
Oh.
So this young feller taking his lunch, and I don't know what he had in his lunch. Toady biscuits.
Well, that don't make no difference. I ain't going to eat it no way, Grandpa.
Well,
he took it for himself.
That ain't got nothing to do with it, no way.
No.
Taking his lunch, and it was baked sweet potatoes, what it
was.
And a camp stool, and his paper and pencil, and went to work.
Well, that was salty.
Only trouble was he made a mistake and went to a road that had been blocked off.
Blocked off?
Yes, sir. He sat down on his stool and waited. For 2 years he sat there, and not a single car went by in all that time.
Then what happened?
Huh?
I say, then what happened?
Oh, I don't know. Never did know what become of him.
Well, what in the world did you go to all the bother to tell me that rigmarole for?
Well, I just thought maybe he'd be a good one for you to hire. More than likely tired of that job by now.
He is. He ain't come back for another lunch.
He might like a change.
Well, he might be all right. Leastways he'd stay. What's his name?
Who?
That car-checking feller.
Oh, him. Well, sir, I never did hear what his name was. Charlie Redfield might know. He was the one that told me about it. I'll call him up.
I wish you would.
Yeah, Charlie might not recollect his name, come to think of it. That was about 20 years ago.
20?
Yeah, he was just a kid of a boy then. More likely settled down by now. Hello, is that you, Charlie? This is Milford. Milford Spears. Say, you recollect about that car checker? Checker. Game of checkers, you say? Yeah, I'd love to. Be right over, Charlie. See you pronto. Well, take it easy, Abner. I gotta go.
Well, here, wait a minute, Grandpap. What about that feller?
What feller?
Why, wait a minute. There comes Squire Skimp. Maybe he'll know somebody I can hire.
You aiming on hiring somebody?
Well, howdy, Abner. Hello, Grandpap.
Yeah, howdy, Squire. How's everything?
Oh, pretty good. Is Lum here, Abner? No, he's over at the school coaching the team through a skirmish or skirmish or something like that.
Well, when he comes back, I've got some good news you can tell him.
Good news, you say?
Yes, I've talked to several businessmen in town, and I think I've finally interested them in putting up some money to buy equipment for our gridiron team.
Well, Lum will sure be proud to hear that. He says they sure need him.
Well, the whole thing hinges on Friday's game with Oden.
How do you mean, Squire?
Well, these businessmen will only put up cash if we win that game. Otherwise, they consider it a waste of money. So from here on, everything depends on Coach Edward and his fighting Possums.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jot 'em Down store. Abner is talking on the telephone.
Yes, Mom. Well, to be honest, Miss Saxon, I'd just rather not take your order. Yeah, why don't you try over at Dick Huddleston's store? He's got good groceries over there. Well, they just ain't no telling when I'd ever get it delivered to you.
42 to nothing.
Yes, Mom. Just wait a minute. Mom.
Say nothing.
Mom? Well, I reckon it is a peculiar way to run a business, but that's just the way things are. Miss Saxon, I know the war's over. Yes, Mom. Yeah, you better do that. All right. Goodbye. Now, see there, Lum. That's what I have to tell our customers all the time. If we keep that up, why, it won't be long before we won't have no customers. Lum, are you listening?
Huh?
Lordy, Lum, when are you going to get done sulking over that football game?
I ain't sulking. Just trying to study up how we come to lose it.
Well, I can tell you that. That don't take no study. It's 'cause the Oden Owls made 42 points and the Pine Ridge Possums never made none.
I know, but there must be a reason behind it.
Behind it?
Yeah, the Possums lost their first game to the Hatfield Hogs 77 to nothing.
Yeah,
now we've lost this
very
one to
close.
Oden 42 to nothing.
Yeah, we're doing better, it looks like.
I wonder if we lack a scoring punch.
What you like is scores, Lum, looks to me. Now, come on now, Lum. Settle down for a minute now and help me figure out what we're going to do about the store business.
Yeah, all right.
Lum, I just can't handle all of this by myself now. I just can't do
I
it.
thought sure we had some good trick plays studied up for that game, but none of them worked. Take that Statue of Liberty play, for instance.
Listen,
Every
Lum.
time we tried it, the statue got throwed for 15-yard loss.
Lum, will you hash up that prattle and listen to me for a few minutes?
This ain't prattle, Abner. Football means an awful lot to them youngins. Learns them how to be good sportsmanship and all that.
They'll have to be good sports if they keep losing that way and don't get mad about it.
Well, it's just a shame they can't win a game once in a while.
Yeah, it would be nice for a change, I'll admit.
It was special bad losing that Oden game.
Yeah.
Now we've lost the support of the town's businessmen. Squire had some of them talked into donating some money to buy the team some decent equipment, provided we beat Oden. But we never.
Yeah, well, it was too bad.
I ain't going to give up, though. I'm going to find some other way to get that equipment. Them boys deserves it. Running around there in overalls playing football, it ain't right.
No, it ain't.
I'm going to have a winning team yet. You just watch and see.
Well, I hope you do. But now...
I'll tell you one thing. In our next game, I ain't going to have you for water boy. I know that.
Well, Lum, I never wanted to be the water boy in the first place.
I think you're one of the reasons why we lost.
I am.
Why, sure. My boys practical thirsted to death out there, and when they call for water, you're supposed to rush out on the field with a whole bucket, not just one dipper full at a time.
Well, Lum, that bucket was heavy.
And another thing, that water was for the players. You wasn't supposed to drink it yourself.
I never drank all of it.
You wasn't supposed to drink any of it.
Well, Lum, it was a hot day, and when I'd get to looking at that dipper full of water I was carrying, I'd just get so dead blame thirsty I couldn't help taking.
It was gulps.
Well, leastways, I never done what you did. I never rushed out on the field and tripped one of the Oden players when he's on his way to a touchdown.
Well, I just got sort of excited and carried away and forgot what I was doing, I reckon.
Them Empires had to penalize Pine Ridge 20 or 30 yards for that. Fact is, I bound you they was penalized 200 yards in that game just on account of you.
Well, I might have made a couple of mistakes, but that was just my first week as coach. From now on, things are going to be different.
Well, things better be different around this store here, Lum, or we're going to have to close up. I'll tell you that right now. Now, come on, Lum. Let's sit down here and just talk it over.
I'm already sitting.
Well, let's talk it over then.
All right. What seems to be the trouble?
What seems to be... Lum, I've been trying to tell you for 3 or 4 days, and you won't listen to me.
What?
There's just too dadgum much work around here for one feller to do. Especially if that one feller's me.
Well, I'm here, ain't I?
Well, not since you taken up that coaching work you own. And when you air here, Lum, all you do is just sit around and read that rule book and talk football.
Well, yeah, I reckon being coach has took up more of my time than I realized.
It sure had. Not Grandpappy Spears made a subject the other day I thought was a pretty good one. He said, why don't we hire somebody? Though, if we ain't careful, that's just about what we're going to have to do, too.
Well, why not? That sounds like a good idea to me.
Oh. Well, who can we get? Cedric can't do it. And Grandpap claims he's tied down with that little old telegram delivering job of his, where he can't do it.
Yeah, I'd rather have somebody younger than Grandpap anyways. What we need in here is some young blood. Somebody that'll give us some new ideas on running a store.
Well, just give me somebody that'll help me with the old ideas on running the store. That's all I ask for.
We need to do better than that, though. Since I've been with them fellers on the team, I've got a different slant on things.
Different slant?
Yeah, I can see we've been running a pretty old-timey store here. We got to bring it up to date. Keep pace with the post-war world, the anatomic age.
Now, just a minute. Hold on right where you're at, Lum. Before you go getting a batch of new ideas, just help me figure out some way to get last week's grocery orders delivered. Just look at the stuff stacked up on the counter there.
Well,
there's stuff that I promised Sister Simpson I'd have there for Sunday dinner. I'd bring it over Saturday afternoon. Look at it. Still sitting there.
Pretty hungry by now, I reckon.
Well, they better be. They better get something to eat. They'll starve to death. You know she can't have Sunday dinner on Tuesday, and I ain't even sure I can get it there by Tuesday.
Well, they've still got some garden out there. They can turn the young'uns out in the garden and let them graze.
Well, that's what they'll have to do. I'll tell them that.
Well, get the right
young'uns. They've ate so much garden stuff, I bet they'd test their blood 90% pot liquor anyway if they take the test on it.
Well, get the right young feller, and that'll solve everything.
Well, I don't know who it'll be, Lum. Ernest Macmillan's getting out of the army pretty soon, but he'll more than likely go to work for his pa. He's always worked for him.
Yeah, more than likely. Well, let's see. Wait a minute, I believe you give me an idea there.
I did?
Yeah.
Well, hooray for me.
I bound you there.
That's one thing I'll say for me. I do get good ideas.
Well, hush up and let me tell it to you.
Yeah, go ahead. I'd love to hear what my idea is. I like to keep up with me if I can.
I bound you there's a soldier Summers that's getting out of the army and looking for a job just like this. All we have to do is find him.
Well, where do we look?
I don't know, but the more I think about it, the more I'm sure it's the thing to do. It'll help us and him both.
Well, I'm for it. I generally do like my ideas, no matter who studies them up. But I don't know how we're going to find this soldier. You mean me all the boats is coming back?
No, we won't have to do that. Maybe we can just, wait a minute. I know. There's a place at the county seat that handles such things about you. It's called the U.S. Employment Service. Seen it last time I was in there. We can write them a letter.
Write them a letter?
Yeah. Tell them what kind of a fellow we're looking for, and then they'll look over who they've got and pick out somebody and send them down here to Pine Ridge.
Well, do soldiers go to that employment place?
Oh, lots of them do. Hand me some of that paper there. We'll write the letter right now.
Yeah, sure. I'll get it for you. Yeah, tell them we want somebody that can lift them feed sacks, Lum. I'm getting where I can't hardly do that no more.
Oh, don't hand me that old rough paper.
Well, it's got lines on it. You can't write on it. If it hadn't got lines, you'd start going catty-corner across the sheet every time.
Don't look businesslike, though, writing on them for school children.
It won't look business-like any way you write it, Lum. Don't print. Now, try to write that
what
long.
we want is sort of a brainy type feller with modern ideas.
Well, can we get one that's brainy and stout?
Let's see.
Ought to be
I
somebody
can
that's
start
bold.
that off. Dear U.S. Employment Service.
That's good. Yeah, put down, I'll take my pen in hand and draft you a few
No,
lines.
you don't put that in business letters.
Oh, maybe
Ought
I
to
don't
be
care
more
how
like
you're getting
that.
along.
We're looking for a smart young returned soldier to work in our store.
Sounds good. Slap it on the paper there.
I ought to put in something about experience, I reckon.
Well, he can tell us about his experiences after he gets here.
I mean store experience.
Huh?
We want somebody that's had a little experience in the store business.
Well, put that in there, too, then.
Prefer one with store experience. Grocery or general.
General. I don't believe they'd send us a general, would they?
I mean general store.
I believe I've heard of it. I know Eisenhower's and MacArthur.
Abner, I'm talking about.
We're shooting too high there, Lum. You better tell them we'd be satisfied with a colonel or a corporal or something.
All right. Whatever you say.
I know I'm right. This is my brainy day, looks like. First, I get that good idea about, what was that idea I got there?
Yeah, that letter's all wrote. I put in how much wages we're willing to pay, and I guess that gives us everything.
Did you put in about listing facts?
Now, hand me an envelope, and we'll get this in the mail right away.
Yeah, sure. Might put in there, Lum, that it'd help if he knowed how to use a broom, too.
No, he'll be too busy around here for things like sweeping out and all that.
Well, leastways, you can put in there something about, does he know how to play checkers?
Abner, hitch up and let me finish putting the address on here.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, there it is. All set to go.
Doggy. Wonder who would get one. Wonder what kind of a feller he'll be.
Yeah, I do, too. Granny's, I wonder. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store telling Grandpappy Spears about their new plans.
You mean you're actually going to hire a returned soldier to work for you?
Yeah, that's a plan.
Well, I do know. That's mighty fine. I'm proud to hear it, Abner. It's a fine thing to do.
Well, me and Lum needed somebody here in the store to help us anyway, and we just thought if there was some soldier returning that we could give a job to, it'd help him and us.
That was mighty thoughty of you.
Yeah, I thought so.
What's his name?
Well, we don't know yet.
Don't know?
No.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Huh?
You ought to at least know a feller's name before you hire him.
Oh,
Well, know who to make the check out to.
Well,
Of course, you can pay
Grandpa,
him in cash.
we're going to find out who he is. See, we wrote him a letter.
Well, how can you write him a letter if you don't know his name?
Well, we never wrote to him direct.
Who'd you write to, his mama?
No, we wrote to Bureau, I think it's called.
A borough.
Bureau.
That's what I said. What the world are you writing to a donkey for? Thought you said you was getting a soldier.
Well, we are.
Well, a donkey couldn't read your letter, no way.
Grandpapa never said he
Of course,
could.
I recollect that Charlie Redfield claims he knowed a feller in Jefferson, Missouri named Ollie Ziegler. Claims he had a talking donkey. I don't believe the donkey could read, though.
Yeah, well, listen, Grandpapa.
The donkey's name was Clyde.
Yeah, Grandpapa, I've heard Charlie tell about him.
Is that who
time
you're
and again.
getting, Clyde?
Of course it ain't.
Well, what's the name of the donkey you're getting?
I never said we was getting a donkey.
You did, done it. You
I
stood
never.
right there in your spabbing-legged shoes and said it.
I
heard you.
never
You said
done
you
no
had rode
talk.
to a burro. Burro's the same as a donkey. In case you're so ignorant you don't know it.
I know it. Logan, I've got more ignorance than you think I have. Only
doubt
donkey
it.
that talks that I know of around here is you. But I never said burro, I said bureau. You know what a bureau is, don't you?
Like you have in a bedroom to keep your shirts and socks and stuff like that in?
Well, that's one kind, yes.
Well, what do you want with one of them things down here at the store for?
We don't.
You'd look out of place.
Grandpap, if you'll just listen to me a minute now, the kind of bureau I'm talking about is an employment bureau. The one at the county seat. called the U.S. Employment Service.
I never wrote one of them.
We wrote to them, and they're going to find us a returned soldier and send him down here to West.
Instead of calling me a donkey.
Huh?
I don't like that.
Well,
I
you
may be
are.
a bureau, but I ain't no burro.
You act like one. I never said you was one. Your ears ain't quite long enough, I don't think.
Of course not.
Way
Looky
you
there.
talk. Well, I can see your ears that you pull them out that way.
Roundabout way you tell something, Abner. A body can't hardly figure out what you're talking about.
Well, if you just listen once in a while instead of arguing all the time, you'd know what folks is talking about.
So you're going to hire a soldier, huh?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
When does he get here?
Well, I don't know. Long as he can't get here too quick for me, though, I can tell you that right now.
What if he pop in right now? What would you do?
I'd love to see him come in right this minute. Long as you know, Grandpap, it's going to be good to have somebody around here to take that heavy work off of my shoulders. You know, I've been overworked for 20 years, Grandpap.
Oh, sassy.
I have done it.
Sassy friend.
I have just worked myself down to a nub. That's what I did around this store. Yes, sir. You know it, too, if you wouldn't argue with me all the time about it. That Lum's always give me the hard things around here to do. Claims he can't sweep out 'cause he's got rheumatiz in his back.
I've heard him.
Can't wash the windows 'cause he don't want to put his hands in the cold water.
I know. Excuses.
Always excuses.
Oh,
yeah.
he's been pretty bossy, all right. Ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah, them days are over now, though. I dogged I'm just going to do a little bossing around here myself. I hope whoever we get ain't too big a feller.
Want one littler than you, huh?
Well, don't want him too little. You've got to be stout enough to lift feed sacks.
Well, I can lift a feed sack myself.
But on the other hand...
Oh, you mean with feed in them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Why,
different.
sure, Grandpa.
Anybody can lift a feed sack.
I never
Your old
said...
youngin' can lift one of them.
Well, sacks I'll feed in. Feed sacks with feed inside of 'em, 100 pounds.
Oh, yeah, that's different.
But I want him little enough so I can boss him around, too.
I don't know. It's going to be hard to find anybody that fits in there.
Yeah, that's right, too. Maybe I ought to write them another letter and tell them about what size fella we want.
Yeah, size 8 or... I don't know how you measure 'em.
Well, I don't either. Lum never mentioned nothing about
6
size.
and 7, 8.
Tell him to give somebody just about my size or to hold my
Oh,
own.
I don't believe size matters so much. Takes, for instance, what's his name coming up out there?
Huh?
Cedric, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
He's big for size goes, but a body can boss him around easy.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that. Cedric ain't hard to get with. I know. Howdy, Cedric. Come on in.
Howdy, Mr. Abner. Hello, Mr. Grandpap.
What can we do for you today, Cedric? Peanut butter?
No, nothing. Just tell Mr. Lum when he comes in that I'm sorrowful for what I done.
Well, what'd you do, Cedric?
Oh, I ruined his scrimmage.
You done what, Cedric?
Messed up his football practice.
Oh, I see. How in the world did you do that?
Well, I never aimed to do nothing wrong. See, Mr. Lum ain't got enough scrubs over there for the first team to practice again, so he was getting everybody he could find to help out, and he asked me if I'd be one of them.
Oh, and you didn't do it, huh?
No, Mama, I done it.
Huh?
But I never wanted to. He talked me into it.
Oh. Well, how do you mean then you ruined the skimmage then, Cedric?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know nothing about that doggone game.
No.
Mr. Lum told me what to do, and I tried to do it, but I reckon I just done everything wrong.
Well, exactly what did you do, Cedric?
Oh, I don't even know.
Now, don't puddle up that
Well,
way
I
and
can't
start
help
blubbering now, Cedric. Just stand up there. You're a man now. You can't go around bawling every time you get your feelings hurt.
Yes, Mom.
Look at yourself.
I'm just so sorrowful.
Here, take this cloth now. Wipe your eyes off there. Now, what was it? Now, tell me about it. Now, what happened?
I don't even know. Whatever it was wrong, though.
Oh.
Whenever I got the ball, I tried to do like the other fellers, but I
Cedric,
couldn't
control
seem to
now,
do it.
Here, now, stand up here. Now, Cedric, bless your heart. Now, don't be crying that away. It's hard to catch on to the game, I reckon.
You mind if I put my head on your shoulder?
Now, Cedric, now, you stop that. Now, that wouldn't look right. Somebody passing by the window, a big lummox of a boy like you leaning over on me.
Oh, I forget. I keep thinking I'm 7.
Well, you ain't.
And then I see Mr. Lum over there jumping up and down, waving his arms around. every time I'd done something.
Yeah.
Finally, I got so embarrassed I'd just run out of there. When he comes in, would you tell him I'm sorrowful?
Yeah, well, sure, I'll make him understand now.
I'm going over home and have a good cry about it.
Cedric,
Much
now.
obliged, Mr. Abner. I feel terrible.
All right. Bless his heart. Bless his little heart. That poor boy, I just feel downright sorrowful for
Yeah,
him.
he takes things like that pretty hard.
My
He might
boy.
not have had me puddling up there.
Oh, he's sensitive and high-strung if I ever seen. Look at him crossing the street over there.
Yeah, well, Morton
He'll
got
blubber.
mad at him, though. Cedric don't mean to do things wrong.
Oh, we run right into that post over there at Luke Spears' place.
Must have his...
Had that handkerchief up in front of his eyes. Couldn't see where he's going. Poor boy.
Well, you got to say one thing for him. When you tell him something, he does try to do it.
Yes, he does. He does his best at it, I'll say that. And I tell you, the whole thing with Lum is he's having a pretty hard time over at that coaching job, Grandpap. Since him and the Possums lost that Oden game, while the whole town sort of down on him. And he thinks Miss Emmeline's awful disappointed in him, too.
Well, I think she would be, losing the way he is.
Well, it ain't all Lum's fault. He just ain't got no good players to work with. Frog Dixon was the only good one we had, and he lost him.
Yeah, if he's any kind of a coach at all, though, he could develop some new players, it seems to me.
Well, it takes more than that. You heard Cedric say it. Lum never even had enough boys over there to make up 2 teams for a skimmage.
Well, how about this new fella you're going to hire? Maybe he could help out.
No, you have to go to school before you can play on a team.
Oh, new rules.
Besides, he's going to be too busy here at the store to be playing football. I've got enough work lined up for him to keep him busy 25 hours a day.
Well, ain't you going to do no work around here yourself?
I'll be honest, Grandpap, I'm aiming on taking it pretty easy. And I deserve it, too.
Well, what are you going to do with all your time, then?
I don't know. Supervise and loaf. Mostly loaf, I think.
Oh, I think you'll have more time for checkers now.
I might. Well, I could do a little fishing and hunting, too. Might even get me a sack of them golfing bats and get some mallets someplace.
Now, what in the world is he in such a rush for?
Huh? Who?
Lum. See him
Lum?
coming up out there with his coach suit on. And
He ain't crying, too, is he?
Sweat sweater or sweating outfit or whatever he calls it.
Hello, me, I don't know. He sure is in a hurry, though.
Hey, Abner, you saw Cedric?
Cedric?
Yeah, I'm looking for him.
What, now, wait a minute, Lum. I can explain all that to you.
I don't want nothing explained. I just want to find him.
Huh?
He run off before I had a chance to talk to
Well,
him.
now, listen, Lum. That boy never meant to do that.
Well, I don't know whether he meant to or not, but he sure done it. You ought to saw him, Abner. Why, he taken that football and run through my first team like there wasn't even on the field. There's the greatest one player in the whole world.
Huh?
He outcaps the 4 horsemen of the Notre Dame and Red Granger all wrapped into one.
Well, I'll be a polka-dotted
My
possum.
granny's with him on my team. We can whip any team in the country.
Bam!
Cedric has saved the possum. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner and Grandpappy Spears seated at a checkerboard in the Jot 'em Down store. And Abner is reading a letter.
Oh, come on, Abner. Hurry up. Hit your move.
Just a minute now, Grandpap. Doggies, let me finish reading my letter here.
Well, hurry up and read it. I'm getting tired of waiting.
Well, just give me time. Ain't every day we get a letter from Little Pearl.
Yeah, never would have bring your mail over here if I'd have known you was going to sit there and read it.
Well, that's what mail's for, ain't it? Go ahead, figure out some of your next moves there. I'll be done here in just a second.
All right, I hate to take advantage of you, though. You'll be sorry. When I get to studying on a checker game, the other feller might just as well give up. I recollect one time I was playing old Eli White. Natural, I was whipping him. He got to playing fast. Fact is, both of us got to playing fast. His barn had caught on fire, and natural, we wanted to get the game over as fast as we could so we could rush out there. And you know that's the only time Eli's ever win the game for me. Lost his barn, though.
Well, Dad, blame it anyway.
Oh, don't feel bad about it. That was 8 or 9 years ago. He's got a new barn by now.
I weren't talking about that, Grandpap. I was talking about little Pearl.
Oh, did his barn burn down, too?
His? I said little Pearl.
Oh, I thought you said Willard Burl.
No, I never. What I was mad about is that she ain't coming home yet.
Have you saw Willard lately?
No. We got a letter from little Pearl about a week ago saying she thought she was going to get out of the nurse's corps and come back to Pine Ridge, but now she's changed her mind, looks like. Thinks she's going to Boston or summers and work in a hospital up there.
Hospital?
Yeah, she says they just awful short-handed in all the hospitals all over the country, and they need every nurse they can get now.
Did you say Willard's in the hospital?
No.
In Boston? How do you ever get to Boston? I seen him on the streets not 10 days ago, had a load of watermelons.
Grandpap, as far as I know, Willard ain't even sick.
What you doing in a hospital then?
I never said he's in a hospital. I was talking about little Pearl, my daughter. She says the hospitals needs every girl that's had nurses training. Lots of patients in hospitals now. They ain't getting half the care they ought to on account of the shortage of people to take care of them.
Oh, well, Willard wouldn't be no good for that kind of work. He's more of an outdoors type.
Of course.
You put him on a hay rake or chopping cotton and he can outcap any man in the field. Any woman, too, as far as that goes.
I never said that they wanted Willard Burl.
No, they wouldn't want him.
They need all them girls that's had nurses training. That's who they need. According to little Pearl, there's lots of them in the country that's dropped out account of the wars being over. That don't make no difference. The hospital situation's worse now than it has been.
Well, I can understand that if Willard's working there. Come on now, let's get back to the checker game now that you've got your letter read.
Yeah, all right. Let's see now, whose move was it now?
It's yours, natural. I'm always waiting on you.
Yeah, let's see, I'll move that one. Wait a minute here. Weren't there another letter?
Huh?
You brought 2 letters over here, didn't you?
Why, no, I don't think so, Abner.
Milford, Avery, Spears, you brought 2 letters over here, and you know it good and well.
Oh, all right, hit your move, Abner.
Where's that other letter?
Why,
That's a penitentiary offense, tampering with the U.S. mails that way. All right, Doggers, wait a minute. There it is. Sticking right out from under the checkerboard. You hit it there, too.
I never knew.
You did done it. Let me see the thing here.
Now, Abner, don't start reading another letter. We never will get this game played.
Hiding people's mail. If you will hash up for just a minute, I'll be done with it in no time at all if you quit trying to argue.
Just some little old circles, all it is. Wish I had to hit it better.
Huh?
Nothing. Jiminy, I've never seen it to fail. Every time I come over here, all set for a good checker game, something always keeps interrupting us. If it ain't Lum, it's something else. I'm going to just quit coming over here. I'm going to take up solitaire.
Hi, Doggie's Grandpap. Looks like we're going to get him.
Who, Willard?
No, some soldier. See, what's his name here? It's wrote right down here. Sergeant D.W. Hartford. He's going to work for us.
He is?
Yeah. Don't you recollect? I told you me and Lum had wrote to the U.S. Employment Service at the county seat and told them we wanted a soldier to work for us here in the store, one that's just out of the Army.
Oh, yeah, I recollect you telling me about that, sure.
Yeah, well, Doggies, we're going to get things straightened out around this place now.
Well, good, it's about time.
Yeah, get some of them orders delivered. Just look at that counter. There's stuff there, orders that I put up way last week. I ain't had time to deliver them yet. That Lum, he's always over there coaching that football team.
I know it.
Doggies, I'll get them sacks out in the feed room stacked up good, too. Tell you, Grandpap, that Sergeant Hartford, he can't get here any too quick to suit me.
Yeah, he don't know what he's getting into, does he?
Oh, no, sir. I've got some work stacked up here for him.
Yeah, maybe you'll have time to settle down to a checker game then.
Oh, sure. I'll have time for everything now. Starting right this minute, too.
Well, he ain't here yet, Abner.
I know it, but I'm going to start saving up for him. If he's going to work, I'll give him some work to do. So, 'cause I'm done breaking my back around this store, lifting all them heavy feed sacks
I
and
don't
delivering
blame you. I
them.
don't blame you.
Grandpap, you're looking at a fella that's practical retard.
Whereabouts?
Me. Oh, 'cause I tell you, this is something I've been looking forward to all my life, Grandpap. Just sitting around, doing nothing, loafing all the time.
You ought to get you a hammock and spread out in here somewhere.
No, 'cause that's a good idea. Might just put it right back there in that door to the feed room. That'd be a good place to string it up.
Might get the sergeant to stand there and fan you, too.
Yeah, when you ain't stacking feed or clean up the
Yeah.
store. Get me one of them overly stuffed rocking chairs and some books, and I'll just sit down here and read.
What you gonna do with the books?
Well, I can read, Grandpap. I can figure out printing, writing.
Read them nursery rhymes all your life.
No, I ain't neither. I don't get away. Wait a minute, here comes Lum. I can't hardly wait to tell him the good news.
When does this sergeant get here?
Why, I don't know. I ain't done reading this thing yet. Ain't got that far. Hey, Lum, come in here. We got a hearing from the Employment Bureau.
Granny's Abner, I've got a sensation in that boy, Cedric. What'd you say?
I said we
howdy,
got...
Grandpap. Howdy, Lum.
Listen, Lum, we got a hearing
Yes,
from...
sir, that boy Cedric is a sensation. That's all they are to it.
Well...
If I can ever learn him directions, he'll be the leading touchdown maker of the whole country. Directions? What's that got to do with it? Well, see, that's the one trouble I'm having with him. He can take that football and run through any line for a touchdown. But he can't keep it straight which goal line he's supposed to run for. Well, can't you tell him? I do tell him. And he gets it fine for the first quarter, but then when the team change ends for the second quarter, that deadgum Cedric keeps right on running the same direction. He makes as many touchdowns for the other team in the second quarter as he does for his own team in the first.
Well...
More.
Yeah, well, listen, Lum, I've got some good news
Hey,
first.
when that away then. Well, if it's getting a compass for Cedric, just forget it. I've tried that. It just gets him mixed up worse than ever.
Well, this ain't about Cedric at all.
Well, I don't want to hear it. I tell you, Abner, I'm pinning my whole championship hopes on that one boy. He's a one-man flying wedge. With him, I'm going to be the outstanding coach of the year. Or any other year, for that matter.
Yeah, well, now, Lum, will you listen to me now for just a minute?
Sure,
well,
sure.
just quiet down.
Go ahead. What is it?
Well, today...
He's a sensation. That's what he is.
Lum, are you listening to me?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, today in the mail, we got a hearing from the U.S. Employment Bureau, and they got a soldier for us.
Got a soldier?
Yeah, work here in the
store.
store.
Sure. Well, for goodness sake, why didn't you tell me? What's the idea of keeping things like that from me?
Well, that's what
When does he get here? Who is he? What experience has he had?
Well, wait a minute. I ain't had time to finish the letter yet. I just started reading
Give
it.
me the letter.
Yeah, go. Doggy, don't take the feller's hand off. I know his name is Sergeant Hartford. That's about as far as I got there.
Abner, you reckon we can get back to the checker game now?
Just a minute, Grandpap, yeah.
Well, this sounds good so far.
Yeah, don't that sound good?
It says here that he was a supply sergeant in the Army.
Well...
Just finished 18 months overseas in charge of large post exchange.
What are they doing swapping posts with them foreigners over there?
Shows he's had the right kind of experience right there.
Yeah, well, when does it get here, Lum?
Well, I'm just coming to that, I think.
What's the matter?
Says here that the sergeant wants to be sure it's a permanent position before he accesses.
Permanent?
Yeah, wants some kind of a guarantee.
Well, let's send him one, sure. I tell you, Elizabeth got a guarantee on that newfangled iron she bought. You can have that to send to him. Anything to get him over here.
Well, he wants a guarantee of a steady job. That's what he wants.
Well, it'll be steady. Don't you worry about that. Just wait till he ties into that feed room back there. You ought to see all the stuff I got lined up for him to do.
Says here he wants to know if there's any chance for advancement, too.
Oh.
Granny's Abner, I believe this is just the kind of a feller we're looking for.
Oh, he sounds good.
Well, I think we could practically turn the store over to him. Fact is, I think that's just what we will do. We're going to write him and tell him we'll give him a 6 months guarantee, and what's more, we'll make him general manager in full charge of the store.
General manager?
Yes, sir. Wait a minute. We won't write him. We'll telegraph him.
Yeah, make him get down here as quick as he can.
Grandpap, take down this message for your company to send. Sergeant V.W. Hartford, U.S. Employment Service, Mena, Arkansas. Guarantee 6 months. Start as general manager in full charge of the store. Come at once. Signed, Edwards and Peabody.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store looking forward to the sergeant's arrival. Listen.
Granny's, everything's dusty in here. Looks like you never swept out here this morning.
Well, I never. I thought I'd save that for the Sarge to do.
Oh, is that why you ain't unpacked them boxes that come in from the wholesale house the other day?
Yeah, sure.
Well, you can't leave everything for him to do. He ain't got 6 arms, you know.
No, but he's young and big and strong. That's why he's coming down here, ain't it, to work?
Well, yeah, you're right.
Oh, them sergeants are big, stout fellers, Lum. Leastways all the ones I've ever saw here.
Yeah, you know it's going to be good to have somebody like him around here.
I can't wait.
Yeah, me and you're getting to the point now where we oughtn't to have to do any of that heavyweight ourselves.
Yeah, I got to that point 10 years ago. Well, for the land sakes, what struck Grandpappy Spears?
What struck him? Did he get hit or something?
Well, look at him coming up out
Oh.
there. Doggos, he ain't moved that fast since the time the Hornets got inside his brekkie.
Jiminy, I ought to lawsuit you fellers. Which one of you done it? Which one of you
Wait a
done
minute,
it?
done what, Grandpa?
You know what I'm talking about. Piss up now. Who's the underhanded critter that done it?
Well, hold on, Grandpa.
Yeah, take it easy. You're going to bust the blood artillery there.
Now, what's this all about
Don't
anyway?
try to beat around the brush with me. You fellers got a telegram today, and don't try to deny it.
Why, sure, we got a telegram from that Sergeant Hartford, the fella we're going to hire to work here.
Yeah, it come in about 10 o'clock this morning.
What makes you think we're trying to deny it?
Well, don't start trying to deny that you're denying it.
Huh?
What I want to know is, how did you get it?
Well, they cut us and called up, said there was a telegram over there first, and we went over and got it.
Well, there you are. That's what I'm talking about. You know good and well I'm the official telegraph delivery boy of Pine Ridge, Arkansas. Have been for 3 years, and you know it, too.
We know it.
Well, now, wait a minute, Grandpap. I know what you're going to say. We tried to wait for you to deliver it, but we just couldn't wait that long.
Yeah, Dick, they even called over here at that of your place, and Charity said you was still sleeping.
That ain't no excuse. If you's any kind of a friend at all, you would have waited.
Well, Lord me, you didn't get up till noon.
That ain't got nothing to do with it. Looks to me like you're just trying to ruin my record. Disgrace me in front of the whole Western Telegraph Corporation.
We ain't no such a thing.
Well, somebody is.
Oh, prattle.
Every spavined-legged time a telegram comes in here, the same knock-kneed thing happens. Whoever's fur comes over and gets the pigeon-toed thing before ever I get a chance to deliver it. Everybody's ruining my record.
Well, now, Grandpap, take it easy.
Folks
now.
around here are just too pigeon-toed nosy. That's the whole trouble with them. Too nosy.
Well, calm down,
I
Grandpap.
hate and despise every flat-footed nosy critter in this town. Gonna move somewhere else where folks thinks a bow-legged cure.
Now, listen, Grandpap.
What
don't...
did the telegram say?
Huh?
That's the trouble with not getting to deliver 'em. I never find out what to say.
I thought you told me you never read them.
Well, I don't read 'em, actual, but sometimes if I accidental happen to hold 'em up and the light happens to hit 'em just right, well, I'm bound to get a rough idea of what's in 'em. Come on now, tell me what was in your telegram.
It just said that this Sergeant Hartford accepted a job, and he'll be here today.
Yeah, we're expecting him here any time now.
Yeah, he's going to be the general manager, have full control of the whole store here.
Yeah, we figure we built this store up to where we can sort of turn it over to somebody else now.
Yeah, we did such a good job at running it.
Me and Abner deserve to take things easy for a while.
Yeah.
Be good for us. Be a good thing for the Sarge, too. Here he is, just coming back from the war, and it'll give him a nice job to step into.
Why, sure, be a good start for him as a civilian.
Is that all that telegram said? Wouldn't have been so interesting after all. Almost glad I never got to deliver it now.
Well, what's wrong with that telegram? That's a good one. Best news I've heard in a long time.
Maybe so, but I recollect a telegram I delivered out to Ed Watkins's. Well, I never actually delivered it. Ed come and got it himself, but I got to read the telegram about a week later.
Oh.
It said, "Dear Ed, Uncle Harry disappeared again. Maisie's got the mumps. Congratulations on Ronald's graduation, signed Hattie. Now, there's my ideas of a telegram.
Well, I'd rather get ours, 'cause ours means that from now on I ain't gonna have to sweep out and make delivers and lift them heavy feed sacks. Fact is, I ain't gonna have to do nothing.
No, that's right. Me and Abner are gonna be out and out executives from here on in.
It's a life for me,
Oh,
Roger.
yeah.
Just sit around and executate. What do you think of that, Grandpap?
You know what, Abner?
Now what?
Yes, sir, it's bothered me for a long time now. I often wondered about it.
About me being executive?
No, about Uncle Harry disappearing.
Oh.
Often wondered where he went to. For as I know, he never did show up again.
Well, did you know this Uncle Harry? Uh-oh.
Wait a minute, who
What
is
do you
that?
want? Oh, it's that little bass boy. He runs in here.
Well, leave him alone, Abner. He just stands there at that candy case and looks in. He ain't hurting
He'll
nobody.
have his hand down that cracker barrel.
No, he won't. He just admiring the candy.
Grandpap, did you know this Uncle Harry? That fella you're talking about?
No, I never. Did you?
Why, of course not. You was the one. Wait a minute, I believe that's our ring.
I'll get it. Might be the Sarge. Maybe he's got you already.
He thinks I ain't watching him get them crackers.
Hello, jot 'em down store. L. Eddard's talking. Oh, hello, Miss Emmeline.
Uh-oh, better sit down, Grandpap. This will take a long time.
Well, you tell the boys to go right ahead with the football practice. I'll get there as quick as I can. Well, I won't be long. See, I have to wait here till the Sarge arrives.
Got a whole pocket full.
The Sarge. Sergeant Hartford, the soldier I was telling you about. Yeah, that's the one.
I'd give them to him, but they taste better. He don't think I know he's getting.
No, we ain't found a room for him yet, but he's going to bunk over there at my place till we can find him one. Is that where he's going to stay, the Sarge?
Yeah, Lom's going to put a cot in his room for him.
Well, don't worry about the game with Mount Ida. I'll have the boys in good shape by Friday, and with Cedric in there, we're bound to win.
That Lom snoring, he'd be too tired to work.
Now, I know they've got a good team, but I've got some trick plays up my sleeve. Going to use a double, triple, reverse, off-tackle smash with Cedric running both ways. That'll fool anybody.
Including Cedric.
All right, Miss Emmeline. You tell the boys I'll be there as quick as I can.
They went out.
Yes,
all
Mom.
pockets full of crackers.
All right, Miss Emmeline. Goodbye. And there's a wonderful woman.
Ah.
She sure is interested in the team and its coach, especially its coach.
Uh-huh.
She's one of the main reasons I'm anxious to hit a winning streak. She's my inspiration.
Uh-oh.
When Mount Ida Mallards comes out on the field Friday, they're going to be up against an inspired coach.
Are you going to play in the game yourself?
Well, no, but my spirit will be out there.
Where does he play?
Tackle. Or, no, he don't play nothing in particular. I wish the Sarge would hurry up and get here so that I could get over to the football practice.
Say, that
Where did the little
reminds
base
me,
boy
like,
go?
He left. He filled his pockets full of crackers and went out the door
Bless
half
his
his
heart. Bless his little heart.
I got another idea for the Sarge to start working on. I want to get your opinions on it before he gets here, though.
Well, I don't know. I believe we got plenty of stuff lined up for him to do now.
Well, he can handle it, a big feller like him, and I believe this is a good idea. Come on back in the feed room here, and I'll show you, Lum. Come on.
All right. You know, Abner, it sure seems good to have somebody like him coming in here. Somebody we can give orders to and know that it's going to be did.
Hey, Grandpap, you keep watch there and let us know if the Sarge comes while we're back in the feed room.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, now come on right in here, Lum. Now, here's what I had in mind. See, I figure we can have the Sarge build a row of shelves going clean up to the ceiling along that fur wall over there. That way he can stack the feed sacks on the shelves and give us a lot more room back here.
It's going to be a job hoisting the sacks up that high, though. Them things are heavy.
Well, that won't be nothing for the sergeant.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
sure.
he's more likely to toss them things up there with one hand.
Yeah, but yeah, you've got a good idea there, Abner. We do need more room back there.
Oh, yeah.
I believe we could have him move that heavy stove out of here, too.
Yeah,
Never use it.
No.
Always got the other in the front part of the store there.
Oh, he can pick that thing up and take it out here in no time at all.
Maybe we ought to just sit down and make a long list of the things we want him to do.
That's a good idea. I can find a long enough piece of paper. Here's a lot of stuff I got in mind.
You know, that's more likely the way we'll run this store from now on. Just write down a few orders and instructions.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
He's going to be general manager in full charge, but
Actually, me and you'll still be running things.
He'll just think he's running. We get all the work out of it.
Dennis, I don't know why we never started this years ago.
Oh, this is what I've been looking for. I never known it till now, though.
Hey, that's him right there. Hey, fellers, the Sarge is here.
Well, good.
This is Lum and Abner right here.
How do you do? I'm Sergeant Hartford, just discharged from the WAC, and I'm ready to take over.
Sergeant Hartford.
Place isn't quite what I expected, but we can soon remedy that. Naturally, I want it understood that I expect prompt attention and quick action on all of my directives. I have a complete set of merchandising plans I intend to put into practice. But first, I want the place cleaned up. You, the short one, get a broom and start on that floor. And you, the tall one, get a bucket of hot water.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I told his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner sitting on boxes in the feed room of the Jot 'em Down store, eating their lunch.
Well, you better hurry up and eat now. The Sarge is just giving us 25 minutes for lunch, you know.
Yeah, I know it, but I'm just too dead blamed tired to eat, Abner. That's all they are to it. We'll go to a frazzle. We'll to a frazzle.
Oh, well, I am too, but I still think you ought to eat, Lum. That's the only way we can get up enough strength to keep up with all the work that Sarge is giving us to do.
Oh, don't even mention that word work to me, Abner. I've never did so much of it in all my life.
No, me neither.
Scrubbing, washing, polishing, lifting, moving, shaving. Look at my hands. Blistered.
Well, what does she want that floor in there clean enough to eat off our fur? Lord me, we ain't aiming to have folks eat off on the floor, are we?
Well, I think that's just some expression she picked up in the Army, more than likely. I don't believe she actually aims to have anybody eat off on the floor.
I'd always wait a minute. You don't reckon she's going to have us do that, do you?
Oh, no.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Of course, on the other hand, I wouldn't put it past her
No,
myself.
sir, not that woman. No, sir.
Not after some of the stuff she's been having us do around here.
Yeah, well, what are we going to do about it? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
Well, I can't put up with it much longer. I know that. I just can't do it.
I can't either, but I don't know what we can do. We give her that 6 months guarantee, you know.
Yeah.
Looks like all we can do, just wait out the 6 months and then get shut of her.
Well, we'll never last 6 months. If this keeps up, she'll get shut of us in about 6 days.
Well, where we made our mistake was in not seeing her before we hired her.
Where we made our mistake was in hiring her, if you want my opinion.
Yeah, I know. When that employment service said they had a sergeant first, natural, I thought it was a man sergeant.
Why, of course, anybody would.
If I'd known they sent us a female woman whack, I'd have never let her be general manager. I can tell you that right now.
Well, can't we sort of promote her back to just a clerk or something like that? A delivery boy, maybe. That's a good job for her.
No, that was part of the guarantee we give her. General manager, full control.
That's gummit anyway. Here we thought we was going to take life so easy around here. Be practical retards, you might say. And now look at us. Couple of yard dogs is all we are.
Yeah, what become of that hammock we was going to swing back here?
Oh, Lord, I wouldn't dare to bring that thing down here for no amount of money.
Or to be bored for the simple.
Yeah, we must have lost us both to the summer.
And the worst part of it is, since she set such strict working hours for us, I don't know how to get over to the schoolhouse to hold football practice.
Football practice? Well, I don't want you to go over anyway, Lum. Leave me here alone with that sergeant. She's liable to beat me to death.
Now, I've got to get over there, though. Miss Emmeline's expecting me.
Yeah, but, Mom, you don't have to coach the team every day, do you?
Well, of course I do.
Well, they're going pretty good now. You win the game against Mount Ida last Friday.
Yeah, but it was a pretty close game, though. 67-60.
Well, it's your own fault for not using Cedric in the second half of the game, Lum.
Well, I couldn't use him. He went home. When the first half was done and the teams went off in the field, he thought the game was over and went on home.
Father, man, take alive that boy.
Yeah, he made all 67 of our points in that first half. And then in the second half, Mount Ida made their 60 points.
Oh, yeah, they was going strong.
Oh, if the game had lasted a little longer, they'd have beat us.
Yeah, well, you win it anyway. I don't want you to leave me here alone in this store with her now.
Well, I've got to, Abner. I've just got to study up some way to get the Sarge to let me off by at least 4 o'clock.
Well, I reckon you could ask her, but I've got my doubts if it'll do you any good, Lum.
Hey, Grannies, I'm still one of the owners of this store, though. And I ought to be able to do what I want to around here.
Yeah, you ought to be able to.
Well, I'm going to, too. You just watch and see.
Well, I wish you luck, Lum. Maybe I go because you have got the right idea. Maybe I ought to tell her that I'm sick and tired of hanging out. Oh, my goodness.
For goodness sake, Abner, watch yourself.
Huh?
You practical jump clean off of that box there.
Oh, I can't help it, Mom. Every time that sergeant calls me, I just might nigh leap right out of my skin. That's all I hear all night long in my sleep. Peabody, Peabody, Peabody.
You better get in there, Abner.
Oh, there's that whistle. Oh, that means business.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Yes, Mom. Emma!
Yes, Mom.
Come on, Mom.
I'm coming. Grannies, I can tell you one thing, though. I'm getting off at 4 o'clock today, or I'll know the reason why.
Wait a minute, I know.
All right, then. Right over here. That's it. Have a good lunch.
Yes, Mom.
Good. Let's not forget about wearing those neckties tomorrow.
No, Mom.
Say, this afternoon I'm...
In a minute, Edwards, in a minute.
Oh.
There's a few things I want to take up at this time, and the first is... At ease, men. You don't have to stand at attention like that. This isn't an army post. It's a store. Civilian store. Bear that in mind at all times.
Yes, Mom.
First, I want to say that the place looks fairly clean now.
Thank you.
Passable, anyway. Let's see that it's kept that way.
Yes,
Mom.
All right. Next, I want you to pick out any shelf in this store and look at it.
Say, I'm coach of the Pine Ridge Possums.
In a minute, Edward.
Oh.
Pick out any shelf and run your eye along the merchandise, and what do you see? Peabody, what do you see?
Why, merchandise.
I mean specifically, what do you see? Take that shelf there, for example. Look at it. 1 can of tomatoes. Next to it, 2 bars of soap. Then a can of peaches. Mouth traps, olives, work gloves, paper towels, canned hominy, 2 shaving mugs, more olives, condensed milk, catsup, more olives. You see what I mean, Edward?
Yeah, we have got a nice stock of olives on hand.
I'm talking about how jumbled everything is. And that's the way every shelf in this store is. Any place you look, you can see 1 can of tomatoes.
Well, natural.
What did you say?
That's a special system we got. Studied it up ourselves.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
You see, the idea is that if a customer comes in and wants a can of tomatoes, why, wherever you're standing, all you have to do is just reach up and get a can of them. Don't have to go traipsing all over the store first.
Well, that's out. How can you ever take inventory that way? How do you know what stock you've got on hand, or how much of it?
Well, I don't know. I never much bothered about it. Somebody wants something, why, we can generally find them a can of it somewhere. That's all there are to it.
That's all there is to it, eh?
Yes, Mom. See, the customer generally does the hunting for themselves anyway. Most of them knows where the stuff is at better than we do.
Yeah.
So it ain't actual much concern of ours.
No concern of yours, eh?
No, and if they don't find it here, we always send them over to Dick Huddleston's store. He's got a good stock of stuff over there.
Oh,
well, if that isn't a fine way to run a business.
Thank you, Mom.
Well, that heads the agenda for this afternoon.
Yes, Mom.
We're going to take every single piece of merchandise off every single shelf, take a complete inventory, and get a little system around here. All right, let's get to work.
Well, see, I'm the head coach over at the school, and this afternoon, along about 4 o'clock...
Oh, one other thing. Wait. I want to talk to you, man, about the victory loan. You've kept up on your bond buying, of course.
Well, yes, Mom. See, we bought them all during the war, but well, we don't need to now that the war's over, you know.
What do you mean you don't need to? What about all those boys in the hospital? Where do you think the money's coming from to take care of them?
Well,
And what about the families of the men who are never coming back? Don't you think we owe them quite a bit?
Granny, we sure do.
And what about the veterans? Their mustering out pay. Loans to help them get started again. Who's going to pay for the education we promised them? We sent them over there to do our dirty work, and we can't let them down now.
No, sir, you're right. We can't.
As a matter of fact, we still got a lot of boys overseas in occupation armies. We still got to house and feed them and give them medical care. And we don't know how long that'll be. And you, Peabody, you think there's no need to buy bonds anymore.
well, you see...
Well, Abner never meant what he said.
Oh, no.
We're going to buy just as many as we ever bought. More, you
Yeah, more.
All right, that's better. Now then, let's get to work. And I want you to work fast because you're going to knock off at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
Yeah.
Well, Granny, much obliged to you. Now, I know you'd see it my way.
Starting at 4 o'clock and continuing until 6. I want you and Peabody to go out and canvass the town for the victory loan drive. And don't come back until you've told every person in Pine Ridge.
Granny's, Abner, I believe that's our ring.
I know this, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in Dick Huddleston's store across the street.
Well, good morning, men. What brings you over here this time of the day?
Why, we just wanted to use your telephone a minute, Dick.
Why, sure. What's the trouble, Lum? Is yours out of order?
No, not exactly.
Might just as well be. We ain't allowed even to make personal calls over it no more. Just business calls is all we can make.
Hey, shut that.
Well, what's that? Some new rule you started over there at the store, fellas?
We never started it.
Abner, be quiet. Why, yes, it's a new rule, Dick. We figured it'd be better for business, sort of.
Well.
You know how it is. Lots of folks coming in there wanting to make personal calls and all.
Oh. Well, I haven't had much trouble that way myself over here, Lum. Well, however, go ahead and use my phone if you want to.
Yeah, much obliged.
Sure. Say, Abner, I understand you got a new helper over there, Miss, what's her name?
Hartford.
How's she seem to be doing?
Oh, she's doing fine.
Hello? Is that you, Miss Emmeline? This is Lummy.
Oh, Lum, dear, Pine Ridge. Lum.
Well, that's what I'm calling you about. Well, the reason I never got over there for football practice last night was because I sort of got tied up at the store. Well, I know them teams need practice, but see, we've got this new hand over there, and natural, she's pretty green, and I have to spend a lot of time breaking her in.
You mean she's breaking us in?
No, she ain't pretty.
You can say that again, Lummy.
I never stayed there on a purpose.
It's a name, Lummy.
I know I used to get off any time I wanted to, but things are different now.
That's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, now, Miss Emmeline, you've got the wrong idea about this whole thing.
Look
Looks like the green-eyed monster's rearing its ugly head, Abner.
Oh, you saw the Sarge, have you?
Well, now, Miss Emily,
I
if you
had
just
noticed
listen.
that her eyes is green, but that other part's right. She's a monster, all right.
Well, I'll be over there tonight for practice. Yes, I will, too. Well, it ain't no bother. I'll be there.
Isn't that Mom? She's got him in a corner.
Well, you wait and see. All right, I'll see you later. Goodbye. Dead flaming.
What's the matter, Lum? Is the schoolmarm a little worried about your new helper over at the store?
I don't know. Women get the craziest ideas in their heads.
Took me a long time to find it out.
Always jumping at conclusions. Well, come on, Abner. We better get over to the store, I reckon.
Yeah, we better. We get our heads knocked together.
Say, just a minute. You fellas aren't having trouble over there, are you?
Oh, no trouble, I don't think. Everything's fine. Come on, Abner. We better hurry.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, much obliged for the use of your telephone, Dick.
Why, that's all right, Lum. Any time at all, you're welcome to use it.
See you later.
Yeah, so long, Dick.
So long, fellas.
Go ahead, Abner. Get on
Well,
out.
all right, get your arm out of my way. Doggy, that ain't gonna jump and I ain't no trained dog.
Can you imagine a body being jealous of the sergeant?
Did Miss Emmeline say she was jealous of her?
Well, no, she never come right out flat-footed and said it, but that's what she was sort of insinuating.
Well, I do know jealous, huh?
Just when Miss Emmeline and me was getting along so good together, too.
Yeah.
Well, Grannies, I know one thing. I ain't going to stand for that Sarge to break up my romance. Abner, you've got to help me.
Help you? Well, now, what in the world can I do, Lum?
Well, think of something. Howdy, Miss Barton.
Miss Barton.
You tell the Sarge how important it is for me to get over there and coach that team.
Well, Lum, she won't listen to me. You know that.
Well, make her listen. What are you, a man or a mouse?
Well, now, I'm a man. You know it, Lum. I don't look nothing like no mouse. Now, you look at me. Take that back right this minute.
All right, then.
No,
stand up for your rights.
Huh?
Tell her what you think. Don't be so backward. Be firm.
Well, I dog it. I'll do it. I'll show that. I'll prove to her. Wait a minute here. These are your rights we're talking about. Why don't you stand up firm?
Well, you see, howdy, Miss Pomeroy.
Yes, Pomeroy.
I can't do it, Abner. Can't talk for myself in a case like this.
I don't see why not.
Here's the story.
Huh?
You go in first.
No, I ain't going to do it. I won't do no such a thing. Now, you go in first.
Oh, go on in. Nothing to worry about. The Sarge ain't going to hit us.
How do you know?
Well, I don't think she is. She's a gentleman. That is, I mean, she's a lady. Well, I know she won't hit us.
Well, I don't know too much about that. But if you're sure that she won't, well, you be the one to go in first then.
All right. Come on.
You better duck when you do it. Oh. Good morning, Sergeant Hartford.
The store opens at 8 a.m.
I
said the store opens at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Well.
Look at the clock.
Yeah, I know we're a little late, Miss Hartford, but you see, we had some business over...
Let's try to make it on time after this.
Yes,
Mom.
How do you feel today?
Who, him or me?
Both of you.
Fine.
That's good.
Oh.
How are the blisters on your hands, Edward?
No, they're a little better, I believe.
Did you take care of them last night, like I told you?
Yes, Mom.
You'll be all right for a day or so, then. We'll let Peabody do the mopping and lifting today.
Now wait just a minute.
First of all, I want to go into your bookkeeping system with you.
Oh, well, that's all right there in the books.
Yeah.
That's where we keep most of our bookkeeping system, in them books.
Yes, I know.
No, I figured that out.
I've been going over the books this morning.
Going over them?
I have been going over your books this morning.
Well, I left us all there.
There are one or two things I'm a little confused on. Just what system do you use?
Well, regular system, regular bookkeeping system. Figures, credits, and debits, and accounts receivable, and accounts unreceivable. Balances carried forwards and backwards, and all that stuff.
Margin lines. I've seen that in there.
You'll catch on to it. It's not so hard.
Well, it might not be hard for you, but I'll have to confess you've got to be baffled.
Well, it must be simple, because even Abner's caught on to it.
Yeah, I sure have. I slap figures down them books every once in a while.
You slap figures down on the books.
Yeah, with my pencil. I wet it, see, sort of on my tongue, and then I marked it.
That accounts for part of this mess. Do you mind if I ask you about a few of these entries here?
No, go right ahead. Be proud to help you.
Well, what about this entry right here? Eli White, either $1.30 or $3.10. What does that mean?
Now, let's see that now. I don't believe I recollect that.
Well, wait a minute. I know, Eli come in one day when we was both asleep, and you know how salty Eli is. He never wanted to wake us up, so he just taken some groceries and left.
You were both asleep during business hours.
Yeah, that Eli, he sure is nice.
Well, how did you know he was in here if you were both sleeping?
Well, he called us up and told us. About a month later.
A month later?
Yeah, but he couldn't recollect whether it was $1.30 worth of groceries he'd taken or $3.10. He was pretty sure it was one of the t'other of them, though.
Yeah, old Eli never was much good on figures.
No, he ain't smart like us.
Yeah, we always make allowances for him on account of that.
Well, that's fine. But how do you know how much money to collect from him?
Oh, well, he don't general pay in cash, no way.
Oh, he doesn't?
No, he'll bring in a hog now and then, load of pumpkins or watermelons or something.
Yeah, he might go a couple of years without bringing nothing in, but eventually he always gets around to it. There's one feller you can depend on is Eli.
Yeah, that Eli's one of our best customers.
He's a true
all right, that explains that item. Now, the present anyway. Now, how about this one?
Which is that?
Right here in black and white. Abner, 135, Milford, 141.
Uh-oh.
Well, I've spoke to Abner about that 1,000 or 100 times.
Well, tell me what it is. That's what I want to know.
You tell her, Abner.
Well, I don't believe it's right. I know good and well I've got more than 135. See, Grandpappy Spears put that down himself, and I think he cheated.
What are you talking about?
The checker game.
Checker game?
Why, sure, we keep a running score how many games we win off of one another. But that Grandpap ain't win no 141 games, I can tell you that right here. Now, I'll tell him
Now,
so,
wait
too.
a minute. Do you mean to tell me you keep checker scores like in with his bookkeeping accounts?
Why, natural. If we're keeping somewhere else, why, they always get lost or get mixed up or something.
Yeah, but I've told you time and again not to do that, Abner, and you know it.
Well, Mom, I don't do it every day.
That don't matter. When I tell you not to do something, I expect
All right, boys. Break it up. And listen to the news I've got for you.
News?
News?
If those are checker scores all through the book, then you're in a lot worse shape than I figured.
Oh.
When you drop those out of your credits, this store is way in the red.
In the what?
In the red.
Oh.
And the only thing I can see for you to do is to go through bankruptcy.
Bankruptcy?
And that's giving you the benefit of the doubt.